Drawing with no erase or reference. Can we do this? Well, in this video, we are about to find out. So let's just draw with some markers and see what happens. So first off, we're going to choose our colors, and I'm basically just swatching out what looks better together, and I landed on this nice peach color, and as you can see, it mixes really well with the darker red. So we're going in with just sketching. We're trying real hard with these proportions because, you know, when you're used to sketching things out, you're constantly having an eraser nearby is kind of a comfort. But now that's not an option. So we're kind of going in with just the general shape, and since we're not using references, yeah, we're going from memory. So we're trying to figure out where the facial features are. Just wait until you see how this will look when we start to shade in the planes of the face. It really starts to come together then. So have you figured out where your facial features are on your picture? I mean, drawing or whatever it is you're doing. I think I'm pretty confident with where mine are, so I'm just kind of trying to sketch in I guess the shadows and stuff, and just the general shape and location of things. And to do that, I'm using that darker red we swatched out before and look how nice it looks together. Like, it really stands out and it's so cohesive, but they're actually two different colors. Well, obviously, but yeah, so that's really nice. And I'm trying to figure out the jawline and stuff. And so this is basically, I don't usually draw with markers, but recently I actually just tried to experiment and draw with some markers because I saw them lying around. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. And so now I'm realizing that the forehead thing is kind of too much. So we're gonna chop that off. We gotta chop that off. So I guess it's just gonna be a kind of hair thing. And now we're gonna shade in the planes of the face. Okay, we're doing it. We're having our fingers crossed. It's coming out so patchy, you know, because I'm using brush pens. And yeah, it's very hard to get this, I guess, consistent sort of thing. You have to be really gentle. And when you're kind of rushing or you want to just do this back and forth sort of filling in motion, it does turn out to be patchy. So there's obviously going to be a learning curve with this drawing. And now I think it's actually coming together pretty nicely. Yeah, now that when you put in shadows, just on the planes of the face, it makes a world of a difference. So I really recommend, if you haven't already, or if you have trouble with this, to just go onto a find a tutorial on drawing the planes of the face and really practice. Okay, and now I'm kind of at a loss at where to go next with this, so I'm gonna take a little break. See you later.
A few moments later.
And so now I'm going in with this dark purple and outlining. It looks black, but it's actually purple. And this is the most nerve-wracking part because, no erase at all. And I noticed that the person had this really big jawline. It was kind of disproportionate and it didn't look really right. So I just outlined it in a little smaller. And so I'm going in and outlining just finalizing where the stuff is, where all the facial features are. And yeah, so fingers crossed it turns out all right. Now, could I ask you for a favor? So just hear me out. Could you comment what your favorite color is and or what your hobbies are? And I asked you to comment on one of my recent videos why you aren't drawing anymore, and you did. Thank you so much. And that video is now my second to most popular, so you blew it up. And okay, now we're on to the second eye, and it's so nerve-wracking. Just trying to figure where things are and stuff. So how is it going by you? If you're doing this with me, what are your first impressions of just drawing, no erase and no reference. This is definitely a first time for me. And the whole point in this challenge is to kind of get comfortable with your mistakes and make mistakes, because you learn from those mistakes. And if you're constantly drawing and then erasing and then drawing again, and you end up just doing the same thing over and over again, and it ends up taking so much longer. So I figured it would be, what if you let yourself kind of have that one go sort of thing. And I hope to get more accurate from the first time over time. And yeah, so now we're just sketching in the ear, because I just realized that I did not draw that in, oopsie. And so I'm going back in with that darker red, and usually the ear is between the eye line, like where the eye where the part on the face where the eye starts, and the bottom of the nose. So that's how I'm just sketching it in here and going in back with the darker purple. And yeah, we've already come a long far way with this portrait, but just wait until we draw in the hair. Just people with it makes a world of a difference. So what hairstyle do you think we should put on this person? Oh wait, actually, while we're at it, we're going to actually try drawing in some hair. So yeah, I'm going in again, and when you draw hair, I found it's much easier to just draw in the general shapes, and I think I'm going to give this girl a bun, because it's giving me bun vibes. So yeah, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You're just kind of figuring out how the hair, you're thinking in locks, not in individual hairs, and just general areas and the flow of where hair goes. And I think I usually go I do this through intuition, because now we have no reference. We can't really see, right, how hair works. So whatever kind of looks right or feels right to you is probably right. I mean, I hope it's right, and I guess you just gotta hope for the best. Now, if this part of the portrait drawing process seems intense, just wait until you see how we're going to outline the hair. That's just another level. Now that I started doing the hair, I realized that the cheekbone has to get a little more shading, and that actually happens a lot when you're drawing. You darken one part of the portrait or whatever it is you're drawing, and you realize something else has to be darkened. So that literally just happened to me. And okay, continuing on with the hair. Yeah, we're going in with general shapes and stuff, and I'm starting to identify where my light source is coming from. That is very important when you're drawing, especially portraits, because that's basically how you know where to put the shadows and the highlights, right? It's basically where the light hits the face. And so yeah, that's something you should identify if you haven't already. So for me, it's coming from the left of that person's face. So our left, right? And let's say that person's right? I don't know. It's always so confusing. But whatever. Moving on, we're going in with the bun now. So I have to go and grab that skin color again to just sketch in the bun, and we're gonna give her a bigger one. I'm kind of feeling big. And what I really love about this right now, this no erase sort of thing, is that my strokes are just so free, you know what I mean? You feel kind of you go into it, and you get really in the zone, and it's really fun. It's actually really fun, and I'm really enjoying it right now. Yeah, so now we're just going to lock in, get it, the hair locks, whatever. We're just going to draw in again, we're working in shapes, not in individual hairs. And another tip for when you draw hair is, again, you just color in, you don't just color it all in, you leave space for the highlights, and you go in these strokes. I'm sorry if this is not making any sense. If you have trouble with this, there's so many tutorials on YouTube. Maybe I should make a hair tutorial. Let me know in the comments if you want that. And yeah, so the bun is done. And now we're going to go in, let's see what we're gonna do. Okay, let's go in with some dark purple and I guess finalize the outline. And I can't, I'm still sort of like, oh my gosh, no erase, I can't erase this, right? Don't mess up.
These my daddies make it hurt.
So how's your drawing coming along right now? Mine is finally coming together. Now I'm just going in again with this dark purple and really darkening that shadow area to just make it pop and stuff. Now I'm just adding in some wispy hairs, and I think that's just the most fun part for me in drawing hair, is just adding those free lines and just where the hair goes. And it really makes a huge difference because the hair is just not so static and stuff, because even in the most perfect hairstyles you'll notice that there is some little pieces of hair sticking out. And yeah, so we're blocking in, and I'm doing this because these brush pens, I'm using like the inconsistency of brush pen marks to my advantage, because like, see, if like I'm shading, if when you like with brush pens, when you like draw in real fast, like you see you get this sort of not gradient, but it's like this light shading sort of thing. So I decided to use that thing about brush pens to my advantage. So I'm going more slow when I want like clear lines. But when I want it more soft in general, I'm just going in real fast, like back and forth motion. So the head of the hair is, the hair on the head is pretty much complete. So we're going in onto the bun, and we're using the same thing I guess we did before onto the hair, just finalizing the shapes and what I like, and what you like about what you drew. And so yeah, that's what we're doing right now. So again, we're re-identifying the light source, which is coming from our left, and see, like, so that half of the face, the right half of the face is going to be more or less in more shadow than the right. So we're going in with the bun, doing the same thing that we did with the head of hair, and we're just shading it in. We're just shading in. And just by identifying the light source, look how much of a difference it makes. Like the whole drawing just kind of turns 3D. And so I can't stress enough, like recently I've learned just how important identifying, like realizing where the light is coming from, like how important that is. And remember, neither you or I are using any reference at the moment or erase, and this is really looking so good. So when in challenges like these, I don't know, whenever it is the next time you're not using a reference, identifying the light source is really important, and with any drawing. And so now I'm kind of like, I think it's a she by now. We have already identified who this is, and I'm kind of like making her chin a little smaller because it was like long, and we're giving her a neck. She needs a neck. And so now we're gonna go a little bit risky with going in with the dark purple on the face. And I don't know how this is gonna turn out. Like, you know, my hands are just kind of like, should I do this? Should I not? But you know what? We're gonna wing it today because, you know, when else are we gonna wing it? So yeah, and I don't know what to think about it yet because I guess it's like a sort of work in process, but okay, like I think once we shade in the entire face it might look better, but yeah, I think it's cool. I'm just going in with this cross hatching, but now I'm realizing I'm like giving her facial hair. Like, what? We gotta go in with the eye and balance this out. Yeah, and usually on the eye there's like this, that's basically the darkest point, and I think I'm going a little too dark, but oh well. Oh well, we'll see how this turns out.
These bad dads make it hurt.
Okay, this is interesting, very interesting. I think it's kind of growing on me by now, just all those sketchy lines, but I think I'm gonna try blending it out with the skin color, just to kind of neutralize it, because I feel like it's a little harsh on the face. So now I just found this lighter purple brush pen, and what? Like, this is so much better. Why didn't I use this before? So I'm just kind of using that to kind of smooth out all the harsh lines I did before. And yeah, this is actually so much better. So I'm just gonna keep a mental note of that for the future. Yeah, so light purple is the way to go this time. Was drawing with no erase a flunk or a fail? So I think that, wait a minute, did I just say flunk or fail? Wait, I'm backtracking. Okay, I meant fail or success. So I think it's a success because, we learned to, I guess, be open with our mistakes and take things as a one go shot sort of thing, and it really boosted, I think it made us more confident and less second guessing of what we were drawing. And I don't know about you, but I was really absorbed in this whole process, and when you finally let go, you just start to have fun, and this is what I was having. So thank you so much for joining me. This is the final result, and give this video a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!